A new season beckons here at Sebring International Raceway here in Central Florida. And with the new season comes a couple of new things. Unpredictability is the key to this season. A lot of that is being seen as Nick Perclez was the fastest in first practice, a driver we thought would be in 30th all season because of preseason testing and what the Thunders have done in the past. So, and then Leonardo da Silva, the former four-time Brazilian Stock Car Series champion, finished second in that session. Yet in the second practice session, neither of them cracked the top 25. And in both sessions, the top 30 was separated by a little bit over a second. The only thing that we do know is the relative slowness of the Nigel Norris cars, and there are reports that they only have 2 cars to run the entire season on. So if any tragedy were to happen to their cars, they'd be kind of screwed. And since Pontiac is pretty much out of business by now, well, there's really nowhere to get new cars for them. Anyway, there's not a whole lot of preseason testing notes because, well, it's the first season, there are no notes. Let's go to the race! Michael Almermuller is on pole here at Sebring as they wait for the lights to go on the side of the racetrack. You'll see those green lights turn on. There we go. Green flag is out. And away we go for the season opener here at Sebring. Almermuller got a great start there. It looks like DJ Curtis on the inside did not in the Red Bull and backs up the field a little bit. That's Jordan Davis in the 86 going to take second away from Curtis as, like I said, Curtis got a bad start there as they run down onto these old airport runways through some of these twists down here. This is a very critical time to make sure that they don't wreck as there's go to the back. No one has a casualty yet. There are the 2 Nigel Norris cars, which we said earlier, but here they go through the field of Mentervinis. There's the 2 Squadra Enerzonis, which is effectively the Red Bull stock team. And oh man, that was a big wreck. That's Brian Boone many times going over. That's Tamara DeLise involved as well. They might have to do a restart on that. We're not exactly sure. Here is Tamara DeLise going way off the track, and there is a man. Did somebody come across the track and get the Brian Boone car? I don't know, but we'll have to see. This is Brian Boone here as he comes right across the track. Man, if nobody hit him, oh man, that was the luckiest. Oh, somebody might have. That's one of the Mentervinis. That is Jay Stella, the Ukrainian driver. He has some major front end damage. I'm guessing he was the one that got Brian Boone back across the track, but tough break for Jay Stella. I think he's going to go out of the race along with Boone and DeLise. Nicolas Vernier on the after the first lap would also have to pit for mechanical problems, so he is effectively done. I think I see one of the Nigel Norris cars on pit road as well, maybe. Not exactly sure who that is. No, I'm sorry, that is DeLise. And Shelton, the other ARCSOA America, has some pretty heavy damage as well. So Jessica Shelton and Brian Boone are having problems. We'll have to see what happened to her. Well, it looked like Will Lewis in the 42 got a little bit over-exuberated and just shoved Shelton right into the concrete wall down there. And that would be out of the race for Jessica Shelton and both ARCSOA Americas, so tough break for them. Coming out of the hairpin, the third wreck would happen as the pure Michigan car of rookie Zayden Davidson would turn Allie Nelson right into the tires, and knowing how Allie Nelson typically is, she will be very heated after that. So, some more shenanigans taking place, and as we look back, that is everybody out of the race so far. There's Vernier leaving the pits also. Michael Almermuller, the rookie and German touring car driver, he was the reigning champion of the German touring car series that has become defunct due to sponsorship, is leading behind him. We have a battle for second between Jordan Davis and rookie Adam Tedford. So the rookies at first, third, and fourth, because fourth place we have young, flashy upstart Ohio and Nathan McCain, who's said to be Ohio's next great hope for a legendary driver. That being Nathan McCain. He had a year. He won the ARCSOA Lights Championship 2 seasons ago, and now he's had a year off as Discover Ohio's test driver. Adam Tedford is in the fast yet unreliable Carolina Ranmo, which is the only turbine-powered car in the on the grid. So we're not exactly sure how. There's some questions to the legality of that car and whether if it is technically legal or not. ARCSOA is allowing it, but needless to say, it is fast. We'll say that it is fast. But a good question is, let's look where the other Ranmo is, down in 17th. Same with actually Jeffrey Fitguy as well. So quite a different qualifying order here. Luckily for the new point system, we'll end up making this a whole lot better of a season, as I believe only the top 20 get points here. I have to check back up on that. It is a relatively new system that they announced pretty much yesterday. Another team that is actually surprising us because we expected them a little bit further up the grid was Kathnex Engineering and those beautiful purple cars this season, Motorola cars. Kathnex, of course, got a nice new sponsor, which finally gave them a decent paint job. We expected them to be actually battling for the win early on because they actually developed their car, but it just shows the development of some of these other teams. And quite honestly, they're the only team that's really close to each other as they're trying to go after Alex Allen in the 02 Dominion Caraway. That car's donning a new livery this year, the Dominion Caraway car. Up in front, we have a much nicer paint scheme than last season of the Porsches, as they got sponsored by Puma. There's Leonardo da Silva, the said to be Brazil's best stock car racer ever, winning 4 Brazilian stock car championships and is said to be one of the most aggressive men alive. So Sean Galligan, who is known as Captain Aggression in this series, may have somebody challenging him. As we said, Nick Perkles was the fastest guy in the first practice session. He's down in 29th position, outside of the points. So it's showing the complete randomness of what this season is looking, because Perkles was one of the fastest guys we've seen on this track, and yet he isn't doing anything here. So Perkles and his teammate, who is also kind of back here, being Zachary Fitz, or I'm sorry, not Zachary Fitzwater, that's one of the Aussie Vineyards. Matt Duncan are not having very strong runs. However, they're on the inside looking out as Cody Lamas, wow, runner-up in the championship last year, is just hanging on to the points right now in 20th position. That is a kind of a shock. Oh boy, we got a record back there, and that is, I believe, Louvier that went around. Louvier has heavy damage in the Ranmo turbine car. And oh, there goes. I think that was DeMax went off in the Pure Michigan, so we have to see what happened. But Chris Louvier has some pretty hefty damage to that Ranmo turbine. We'll have to see what happened. It looks like Charles Samper would get a little bit over-exuberant there and just turn him, in all honesty, as now we're going to go back to see what happens to Eugene DeMax. I'm sorry, that was Zayden Davidson. I thought that was DeMax back there, but that was Davidson that went off. So Zayden Davidson not having a good race here at Sebring. Hopefully at Road Atlanta, well, no one can predict Road Atlanta next week, but hopefully Zayden Davidson can get a good race. DJ Curtis is currently being challenged for 4th place by, that is Nathan McCain, and whoa, McCain wanted to go under him there, and DJ Curtis blocked it, nearly got himself turned because of it. Luckily, luckily McCain backed out of it, and we've got a battle for 2nd as well. That is Adam Tedford on Jordan Davis, and now we got Ammermuller looking behind McCain to get that position. So I'm sorry, that's not Ammermuller, that's Shalrot. Marian Shalrot, of course, in a new car this season in the Mercedes United. The Mercedes United team is, of course, using some of the old Kingfisher equipment, except much more competitive cars, as Mercedes United is really quick out there. And now DJ Curtis is trying everything he has to hold off Nathan McCain. And back there you also have, like I said, Shalrot, and now we're seeing Fabrosis enter this battle in 7th position in the 6th car. So he has chosen ARCSOA America, or not ARCSOA America, I'm sorry. Discover Ohio has chosen the number 6. They would have had the number 1 if Myatt would have stayed around, but the 9 car would have been removed, and, well, they chose 6 to replace the 1. Myatt will be on the American 700, we believe, which will be nice to see. Honestly, they're expecting to open the Indy 250 back up to one-offs as well, so you might see Myatt running that as well in the car number 1. So good to see Myatt retaining his racing abilities, while he's also the team principal of Discover Ohio right now, and that is something very interesting to see how a driver will adapt into that position. Jordan Davis and Adam Tedford have been battling pretty much the whole race for second position, and Tedford's looking to make another move here. This is for the lead. Tedford comes from virtually nowhere. Well, he didn't get under him there, but almost did. So Tedford, the Australian rookie, is doing a remarkable job in the 83 Ranmo car. Hope it keeps together, though, for the entirety of the race. Something broke on the Squadra Anerzoni car of Rodolfo Omega, and he had to take a pit stop. Luckily, didn't hurt him that much, but he is behind the Nigel Norris cars, which being behind them is kind of a disgrace in general because they are, I think in practice we clocked them 10 seconds off the pace. And of course the, 105% rule does not exist this season, so they were allowed to race, but the Nigel Norris car is not exactly proving their worth here. I don't know if we'll see them around much longer. They are under... If you thought that the Visalola Brigade and China Dragon Brigade were in financial trouble, you should see this team. They're 3 times in worse financial problem. If they're already complaining about their finances at the start of the season, there's some serious problems. There was also something amiss in the Jake Baskinger 4 car, as Jake Baskinger had to make an unscheduled pit stop. We were expecting him. His car last year pretty much won the last race of the season with Tuomas Saarinen. So we're expecting big things out of Baskinger. Some reports say he is the highest paid driver in all of ARCSOA now. So Jake Baskinger has to live up to that expectation. And so far, despite being 33rd and having mechanical problems, he's already caught the Nigel Norris cars, who were about a minute in front of him when he had to pit. So, shows that Jake Baskinger does have some speed, despite not being very high up the order. Hey look, Tedford and Jordan Davis are battling again, but this time they got McCain. God, that's going to be annoying. I wonder how many times I'm going to say that all season. They've got McCain and Shalrot up there as well, and Jordan Davis went off the track. He goes from second all the way down to 5th place. Now we've got McCain closing in on Tedford. At this rate, if the race were to end now, we'd have an all-rookie podium. That shows kind of the unpredictability of the ARCSOA Elite Series this season and Season 18. Shalrot's in 4th position as well, and they're actually coming up to the slow Chris Louvier car. Michael Almermuller, though, has been absolutely phenomenal. You could call him a rookie, but in all honesty, he knows his way around these road courses. So good to see Almermuller having a pretty good run. First of the scheduled pit stops would take place here on this lap, and pretty much everyone outside of Louvier who had to pit is coming into the pits. This is a quite long track, so you need to have a... we didn't expect this to be a whole huge pit strategy race. I don't think anybody is staying out. It looks like every car in the field is going to be pitting. Oh, something happened to Silver Fox as well, so he must have made a pit stop a little bit earlier. And we're going to see what these guys are going to do. They're already on the left side tires. It looks like McCain actually is having a pretty quick pit stop, but Almermuller's going to be out of the pits first. There's Jordan Davis coming out. Jordan Davis with a fantastic pit stop as DJ Curtis is having a very, very slow pit stop, as is Jeffrey... Oh, I'm sorry, that's not Jeffrey Finguy. That must be Jeffrey Finguy up the order now. We are going to look. Tedford... No, I guess we didn't see one of those cars up there, but a very, very slow pit stop from Jordan Davis. He's down probably in 10th position because he's running where it's about... a little bit lower than that because he's running around Sanford. Alex Allen with a big gain. Saarinen was in 13th, so we're looking here. Galligan is up there as well, so bad pit stop also for DJ Curtis. Tough break for him. Tedford, Adam Tedford, the Australian rookie, is the only Australian not driving for Aussie Vineyards, is doing an awesome job in 2nd position here in the Ranmo, Carolina. Kind of an interesting spot for a driver to fit into a turbine-based team. However, good to see Tedford doing this. like I said, rookie power, as Marian Sharot has broken the rookie trio and is in third position with the other Mercedes United. But Sharot's being outperformed by rookie Michael Ammermuller. Sean Angel is in fourth position. Great pit stop by the Porsche Brigade. Nathan McCain is in fifth. Luca da Silva had a pretty good pit stop in sixth. James Silverfox, we don't exactly know where he was on field because he pitted a lap sooner than everybody else. Silverfox is doing an awesome job in the CBM 91 car. And Fabrosis is down in 8th place, lost a few spots. James Shelley's up 1, and we believe Sanford will slot into 10th place. So the big loser was Jordan Davis, as he's fallen outside of the top 10 from when he was running second earlier on. Fabrosis is making a move here on Silverfox. Good veteran battle there. However, Fabrosis is going to have to, or Silverfox is going to have to succeed that position. Silverfox is the only German that's not on Mercedes United, interestingly enough. But in the other German team, being CBM, the German-American team, Cybertron, whatever. I don't think anybody knows what the actual name of that team is, but good to see James Silverfox doing a awesome job in the CBM's return, as Cody Lamas has been a bit lost with some of the new package changes in the 48 car. Some package changes. As you can see, they didn't change their paint scheme at all, by the way. And there are rumors that they might be using last year's car model as well, so using cars from last season. So it's pretty interesting that they maybe have not developed a new car, or their new car isn't ready. But Lamas is having a little bit of tougher time adapting to some of the rule changes seen this year, like horsepower increases and some other stuff. As looks like Galligan is making a move on Lamas here. It's interesting because some of these guys were some of the top guys in the series last season, and they're getting pretty much outperformed this year because of, well, just looking at what's going on. But Lamas actually holds position. There's Tuomas Saarinen in front of him, and we apparently have some radio contact with Saarinen.
No forward bite. No forward bite.
So Tuomas Saarinen is complaining of no forward bite in his car. That pretty much means that the car is being quite well. Saarinen's having some issues with that car as it's understeering badly. As it looks like Galligan is making a move now on Lamas. I think he's going to make this one stick. This track does have a lot of grip, surprisingly, for the absurd amounts of bumps it has. DJ Curtis down to 16. He lost a ton of spots as well. He was like 7th, and now it's down to 16. So Tuomas Saarinen not having a very good run as also. At this stage, Chris Washer is in the final points-paying spot, 20th position. Finn Guy's on the outside looking in. However, we know that Durban Sport Sanctum Brigade, pardon me if I ever call them Durban Sport Lycos. Lycos, of course, went out of business, but if I call them throughout the season Durban Sport Lycos, you know I mean Sanctum. This is, of course, the Jackal, which was one of the fastest cars in American 700. Didn't exactly qualify because the car broke, but good to see the Jackal on the grid, but it's down in 21st position because Jeffrey Finguy didn't have a very good qualifying run. We saw what the Jackal could do with Jordan Davis as he's in 10th position. Jordan Davis in the Sanctum Jackal car for Durban Sport. Well, would do pretty much what happened to Charlie Smith in the American 700 qualifier and would blow up. And out of the race would go Jordan Davis after an impressive run hampered by a bad pit stop. But Jordan Davis would fall out of the race. So tough break for the Durban Sport Brigade. Vincent Allen now is with the Red Bull Brigade after unceremoniously kind of being fired from Oricom. Oricom was running pretty good here, but Vince Allen struggled with this track. And it looks like Will Lewis is also struggling a little bit, but it's close to the points for the, oh boy, the other Red Bull's having a problem. DJ Curtis had a tire going down, and he is going to fall way down the order, so tough break for him. As Vincent Allen, however, is not doing Red Bull very well, and I guess now DJ Curtis isn't either. Marian Sharrat's all over the back of I was going to say Ammermuller, but Adam Tedford. Tedford is doing a decent job holding up the 11 car. This was, of course, supposed to be Alan Cavagnaro's car, but he may get this ride back. I'm not exactly sure, but they're saying that possibly another drug violation. And honestly, I wonder if Carolina's wondering if he needs to get himself clean before he can come back. However, we are hearing that this will be Cavagnaro's ride if he does end up getting himself clean. However, I don't know. ARCSOA, this wasn't an ARCSOA sponsored test. If ARCSOA finds out about it, there could be some sanctions against it. But Cavagnaro might get this ride back in the future because I believe Tedford was only a filler driver. But at this rate, I'd keep Tedford in the car because Tedford's been looking quite quick. And Louviere's been kind of lost in the 93 despite getting wrecked, but he's been kind of lost all weekend. Washer and the Oricom of Ryusu would be battling quite hard there. Luckily, Washer did not wreck Ryusu, as some cars are beginning to pit, so we're seeing two different pit cycles starting to form, and we'd expect that some of these other cars would be pitting next lap. The majority of the rest of the cars would be pitting next lap. But close racing between Jeffrey Findai and RL Ryusu in the Oricom. That's, of course, the newest Oricom. Tamur Delise in the 23 got wrecked on the first lap in that quite scary incident on the first lap. John Angel and Luca da Silva. John Angel's battling one of the best in the world when it comes to stock car racing. Leonardo da Silva. He goes by Luca sometimes, but on the entry list we have to go by Leonardo. We're hearing that Luca da Silva might be what he calls, so you might hear me say it both ways. But Leonardo da Silva, and looks like he's going to let da Silva go there, but maybe we'll see, da Silva's punching well above his weight in that Toyota, one of the nicest looking cars in the field, might I add, and the Porsche isn't a half bad looking car either, so we are seeing as two Discover Ohios are battling. That's Fabrosis and McCain's all over the back of Fabrosis. So good to see McCain also punching well above his weight as well in that Discover Ohio, as it looks like Ammermuller is going to lead the brigade down the pit road again. Here comes Tedford, Shalrot, and it looks like Da Silva's staying out, and it looks like Fabrosis is staying out. No, he's not. Oh, he asked to because he missed the pit lane. So, big time loss there for Fabrosis. We'll hope he can make it around on gas one more time. I think McCain made it difficult for Fabrosis to pit because McCain took the line away from him. But now we're going to see what Da Silva can do. Leonardo da Silva in the Toyota stayed out an extra lap than everybody else. So, Da Silva is playing a game here. He is one of the best, though, at racing in stock cars. They use old ARCSOA Lead Series cars from like Season 1, Season 2 in Brazilian stock car racing, so we might see Leonardo da Silva claw his way up the order, and if Fabrosis maybe is running, I thought I saw Fabrosis chuffing a bit there. His car looks like it is definitely low on fuel. I don't think that was definitely not the intention to keep him out there. Another radio contact from the Discover Ohio crew.
Charlie, we're going to need to save some gas here. If you can save enough, we will be good on fuel. For the rest of the race in a good position. Save. I know it'll be tough.
So, tough break there for Charlie Fabrosis, but he's got to save. And if he can, like the crew said, it could help out in the long run. So, we're back up to Leonardo da Silva. In comparison, where is Ammermuller? Ammermuller is pretty much on the other side of the track. It looks like Ammermuller got a good pit stop. There's Tedford, Shalrot. And now we're going back up to Da Silva. Da Silva's pretty much got a pit this time. Leonardo da Silva will bring it down pit road, and Fabrosis will as well. And Fabrosis does make it around the pit road around the track again to pit. There's Thaber. Thaber also stayed out, it looks like, from in his S3 car. Now it's time to see where is Michael Ammermuller. one of the best in German touring cars. He's coming around that final corner, so I don't think De Silva will get the lead out of this, but nice attempt by De Silva to maintain a pretty high position. They're already on the left sides, though. If they get those tires on quick, he might actually jump up into second position. There goes Ammermuller by, and there's Tedford. Tedford is a man on a mission to get the Ranmo into the top 10. De Silva looks like he's going to get fourth, however, and Jump Angel there. Let's see where's Fabrosis. Fabrosis actually, McCain got held up by Louvier, and it looks like Silver Fox is as well. Silver Fox is having a very difficult time with Louvier as well. Louvier, like I said, has been lost. Whoa, that was a very close call there. Don't want to do that, James, as it looks like he is showing his displeasure with Chris Louvier, who is one of the most interesting men in the paddock area. I'll just leave it at that. But James Silverfox is admittedly looking frustrated with Chris Louvier. Adam Tedford is closing in on Michael Ammermuller. This could be a very important battle for him, as he's in the race of his life right now. Ammermuller's been used to this kind of stuff before. Tedford, we believe, was an Australian V8 touring car driver and raced Australian supercars. So now we're seeing what Tedford can do. Tedford in the Ranmo, a car that we didn't even think would be ready in time for the season, in second position. So we're seeing what the Ranmo can do for you. As Ammermuller is right now playing this relatively cool. We have not seen... Ammermuller, in case you haven't known, is rather calm, cool, and collected with his brigade in German touring car. And we'll see how he brings this into elites as well, as it looks like he is maintaining that calm, cool, and collected driving style to America. Eugene DeMax driving the Pure Michigan car would go up in smoke just like the Michigan Wolverines football program and would effectively fall out of the race from this point very onward. So tough break for the Pure Michigan boys as Discover Ohio once again proves that Ohio is better than Michigan. Nathan McCain in the 9 Discover Ohio would have a mechanical problem. It looks like he's dumped oil all over the racetrack down in that corner as problems for Nathan McCain, and there's James Shelley sliding around back there as well. But there is oil on the racetrack, and Finn guy wrecked! Pericles is around. I'm sorry, that's Matt Duncan, not Pericles, but there's definitely oil down there, and we'll have to see what happened to the 92 and 97. So Jeffrey Finn guy is coming on board onto the scene of this incident and effectively slides in the oil down there, and then you'll see the 97 just start going around as well. So slick surface there is causing some wrecks down in the cornering down there. Tyler Thaber is coming onto the scene. Haven't heard this name in a little while since the American 700, but then Saarinen would turn Louvier around, and that would also put Thaber into the tires and out of the race. A little bit of a little aggression there with Tuomas Saarinen, but I don't think Chris Louvier was really watching his mirrors, and Saarinen effectively dumped him for it, because Saarinen has no patience for that kind of stuff. Maybe Saarinen needs that checked out a little bit. This is Rodolfo Omega, the youngest driver to ever take an ARCSOA Elite Series start at the age of 14 years old and 1 month. Rodolfo Omega is quite young. He was testing in 13, and there's been a lot of concern whether he's ready or not to be in this series in the Squadra Andersoni. Red Bull's opening up a developmental program, and Rodolfo Omega is kind of highlighting that. They also have Paul Athenos in that, and Athenos has been quite easily blowing the doors off of Rodolfo Omega. Omega's looked a bit lost out there. He was in karts last season. He was karting and brought all the way up to the ARCSOA Elite Series. That is a big jump for anyone to do, let alone a 13, 14-year-old kid. Thenos, the Greek driver, not a whole lot of experience. I think raced in the European Touring Car Championship, is, in 23rd position, so not doing half bad, as McCain is back out onto the track as well. Sean Angel's quickly becoming the fastest car on the racetrack and is looking for a third win. Sean Angel last season was known for his inconsistency, but if anything less than a championship run would be a disappointment for him. He's one of the bright young prospects in the ARCSOA Elite season, and all weekend, like I said, has been outperforming his teammate Jake Baskinger, who is the highest paid driver in all of the Elite Series. So we're seeing what Angel can do for you, and is coming up the order, and now it looks like is going to be, with Amr Mueller in sight, the leader, with a also very slow Chris Louviere also in sight. There's James Tyson on pit road. We're not sure why the Menervini pit. It looks like Tedford, though, slid a bit wide, and it looks like Amr Mueller is pitting pretty much with everybody, and Tedford's staying out. So Tedford's looking to get a nice little run there. Louviere, I believe, stayed out as well, so he will have to deal with Louviere. Looks like De Silva's staying out again, and Fabrosis, who's pretty much stuck on this strategy, is also staying out, as there is James Tyson coming out of the pits in the 45 car. That is the Mentervini car. Jay Stella was, of course, in the other one. But here is what Fabrosis and De Silva are trying to do, as Tedford is trying to leapfrog Amr Mueller, it looks like, by staying out another lap. Now, since that's his teammate up there, I wonder if Louviere's going to make it easy on his teammate to let him go. Questions. Here comes Tedford into the pits. He just caught his teammate right at the end of the run. There's De Silva and Fabrosis coming in. Now the question is, Cody Lamas was in 10th position. Here's Sharot beat out Amr Mueller. So Marian Sharot's going to get the lead out of this. Sharot beat out Amr Mueller and Angel. So Sharot is definitely going to be playing a factor in this, as Amr Mueller had a bad pit stop. Now where's Tedford going to slot in? Adam Tedford, they're on the right side. I think Sharot's going to get this. Here comes Marian Sharot. Oh, easily. Sharot must have had a really fast pit stop. Because, well, it looks like Tedford might pip Amr Mueller there, right there. Tedford did get in front of Amr Mueller, but I didn't think anybody took into account that Sharot could have a rocket pit stop, which it looks like Sharot did. So Marian Sharot is in the lead. Never won an ARCSOA Elite Series race before, but Sharot's on her way to winning one at this rate. Nathan McCain maybe in 28th position, but he is the third fastest car on the racetrack. So Nathan McCain is definitely showing how fast his car really is, as he passed Chris Washer, Vincent Allen, and Sean Galligan, who are on 13th, 14th, and 15th respectively. And I don't know where they're running actually, because the order is a little bit screwed up. There's RL Ryusu in the Oricon in 17th position, and man, Vincent Allen's trying to make a move on Chris Washer now. Some of the veterans in this series are battling really hard down there for some of these lower positions, so good to see that. Up ahead of them, we have Nathan McCain, obviously, and Jake Baskinger's up to 14th, so nice recovery by Jake Baskinger. Nick Perkley's had a mechanical problem and is coming down pit road. It looks like the two Nigel Norris cars are also having issues as well. We'll have to see what happened to those cars. Well, here goes one of the two cars that they had for the entire season right there, as, Galligan would turn one, and the other one would have a mechanical problem. So, well, Nigel Norris, if that was really true that you only have two Pontiacs left and that you signed up for this season, I don't think we're going to be seeing Nigel Norris next week. Nigel Norris Racing, because Nigel Norris and Ziggy Marley are both out of the race. Instead of worrying about taking down Marian Sharot, Amr Mueller's more worried about getting second position away from Tedford. And that's really not the smart thing to do, as we're coming down to about 10 to go this time. It will be 10 to go. And Amr Mueller is definitely looking, but yet no response. But Amr Mueller is being very strong here, as Sharot has a pretty big lead now, the biggest we've seen in all race. Marian Sharot would hopefully be on pit road for the final time for a pit stop, or maybe not. Sharot might be on pit road for a mechanical problem, who knows, but Tedford is just taking the lead away, unless if Amr Mueller is playing this a little bit more different, as we're seeing no one else is pitting, so Sharot maybe had a tire going down or a radically different strategy, but it looks like Tedford's going to lead this over Mueller and Angel. So Adam Tedford could walk into a race win here in his first ever start, which he wasn't even supposed to get that car in the first place because that was Alan Cavagnaro's car. As you can see, we've noticed one thing, that Alan Cavagnaro can blow a really good ride with drug use. So kids out there, don't use drugs. Oh, it looks like there's Angel making a move on Mueller. And it looks like Angel realizes that something maybe broke on Sharot's car and is trying to get up to Tedford, the leader. And it looks like Angel saw that Mueller maybe was holding him up. And Angel's trying to get Tedford now, but it looks like Mueller's fighting back on the inside. This is some great stuff here. Sebring's brought on a fantastic race, not a lot of wrecks, and some pretty good racing. And now Angel is alongside of Tedford now. This could be very big for this win now, as Shalrod did have a tire going down, but that kind of maybe played in her benefit because while these guys pit, Shalrod's going to need to be on a lead lap, or is going to be needing these guys are probably going to need to pit one more time, but Angel has just taken the lead away. We'll see where Shalrod is. Shalrod is pretty much in clean air, and they've been battling up front, so down in 15th position. So Mari and Shalrod doing a fantastic job. John Galligan is having some tough times with the left side. They're thinking a left side suspension maybe collapse, so Captain Aggression would probably fall out of the race, but it looks like we're seeing some of the cars in the back. Nope, Galligan's back in it. But here comes Sean Angel, the race leader in the Porsche. Porsche is looking for a championship run this season. Angel's a lap down now, but Tedford and the two rookies of Tedford and Mueller are looking to chase Angel down for the win. Some of the lower end guys on the running order are coming down pit road. Tyson came in another lap early, but it looks like some of these guys of Alex Allen, Tuomas Cernan, Charles Sanford, and some of these guys are pitting, so expect the leaders to come in this time. This next time by, as we are looking to Adam Tedford, who is on the inside of, that's Baskinger now. Or no, that's Angel, I'm sorry, Angel's in the 3. For a second I thought Baskinger was, but Tedford has taken the lead now, away from Angel, and now Angel's fighting back, but I don't think Angel has the top speed down the straightaway like the brand mode turbine car does, so we could be in for a thrilling battle for the win. Now, as pit stops will begin for these guys, they're hammering at each other very, very hard in this 35-lap race. They are seeing one of the lap cars coming up. That's of Sean Harple, but these guys should be pitting this time. Here they come down pit road, all three of them. Question is, where is Marion Shalrot? That's the big question here. I don't think they filled. That's why I think she got a quick pit stop, is that it wasn't a tire going down. They didn't fill her all the way. They wanted to get her out in front and maybe get a quick pit stop. But Marion Shalrot will be a main factor in this race. In this long final corner, Marion Shalrot close on fuel, we're hearing, but there's Tedford coming out of the pits, it looks like. Oh, this isn't even close. Angel got him by miles. That's Shalrot by a mile. It will be down between Tedford and Angel, it looks like, as they blew the pit stop on Mueller. But it looks like Sean Angel and Adam Tedford will be battling for the win as they're going to come up to Paul Athenos. And Tedford needs to start closing in now. Tedford's in the race of his life now. Shalrot would get by Michael Mueller, by the way. We didn't exactly catch it, but it looks like Sean Angel now is pulling on Adam Tedford. Angel wants to win this race and be on top of the points chart. The first time in his career. Angel is looking very, very strong here. There's Paul Athenos. Tedford's got to look strong, though. Almermuller and Shalrod are pretty much out of it. It looks like Shalrod did get third away, but now Almermuller got her back. And Sean Angel's looking very, very strong, kind of like what we expected out of the sophomore driver. Angel, with only a select laps to go, is being held up by Thenos. Thenos is not playing very nice with him, but Thenos eventually lets him by. She's been okay as a back marker so far, a little bit wonky there, but Tedford now, if he can get a clean run on Thenos, he might have a chance to win this race, but I think Sean Angels has seen this win and is going for it immediately. He is pulling on Tedford. Something would break on James Tyson's car, and he desperately lose control and back it into the tires. Tough break. As the race continues, it looks like Nicolas Vernier will be the last car to score points here in 20th position. They are about to take the final lap. Of course, Angel's already on it. Sean Angel is leading by quite some margin. Tedford really doesn't look like he has much of a chance now, but Sean Angel's been looking absolutely phenomenal in this race. I don't know where he even started. He was a little bit further back because it looked like it would be a Mercedes winning this race, but it looks like Sean Angel proved that the Porsche's got it this season and looks like will be a contender this season, which is good news for Jake Baskinger, who had nothing but bad luck early on, as we'll see where his teammate is. His teammate's in 15th, so nice recovery by Jake Baskinger. Of course, he had some issues all race, but nice recovery. However, down the final straightaway, Tedford's got to pull a miracle now. They do have to slow Sean Galligan in front of him, who's been dealing with a suspension problem. However, I don't think that will be a factor, as they're going to enter the final corner now. Sean Angel, the Rookie of the Year last year, won 2 races but was incredibly inconsistent, is proving that he will be a major championship contender this season by coming off the final corner. He will win here at the round of Sebring here in Florida. Congratulations, Adam Tedford, a driver that was picked out of virtually nowhere, finished the second, and third place is going to go to Shalrod. Actually did pip Almermuller at the end, so good to see Marian Shalrod on the podium. It's going to be a good year for Mercedes, and I'm excited to see what this season will beckon. So until next time, I'm out. Here's your points coming up. Good win to Sean Angel. I'm sorry I said that a little premature, but coming across the line in 8th place would have been Alex Allen, but he blew up on the last lap in the DNC. So I guess it wasn't until next time yet, but kind of ends this crazy race, as it looks like he was going to stop on track, but coaxed it. He pulled into the pits, which was a smart move. Maybe he could coax it across the start-finish line in the pit lane. He didn't want to make a hazard for everybody else, but let's see where he'll finish. So he's down to near, that's about 15th.